Now that we've covered time-based upgrades, let's look at other upgrade types available and when you would typically use each one. Although the setup process is very similar, the pricing options and inventory settings change depending on the type of upgrade you've selected. We'll go through a few common examples so you can see when each option makes the most sense. So we have quantity-based upgrades. Quantity-based upgrades are designed for products where guests can purchase multiple units in a single order. Some common examples include welcome baskets, bottles of wine, champagne, firewood bundles, or breakfast packs. Let's create a welcome basket as an example. You can start by giving it a title and a description explaining exactly what the guest will receive. Since this is a physical product, it's also a good idea to upload an image to make the offer more appealing. Next, choose an appropriate category such as food and drink, and set the display order if you want this upgrade to appear before or after your other offers. In this case, it will appear second. For the upgrade type, select quantity-based. Unlike the time-based upgrades we were looking at earlier, quantity-based upgrades charge per unit. You can simply enter the price for a single item, and guests can choose how many they'd like to purchase. Next, you choose which listings should offer this upgrade and decide when it becomes available to guests. Quantity-based upgrades also include inventory management. If you only have a limited number of items available, you can enter your total stock here. So in this case, I'll say I have 20 welcome baskets. This ensures you won't continue selling once you've run out. You'll also see stock scope, which determines how inventory is tracked. Absolute treats your stock as one shared inventory across all reservations. Once these items have been sold, you'll need to restock before they're available again. This is the option you'd normally use for physical inventory like welcome baskets, bottles of wine, or gift hampers. Per reservation resets the available quantity for every new reservation. For example, if you allow guests to purchase up to 2 welcome baskets during their stay, every reservation starts with those 2 available again. Choose whichever option best matches how you manage your inventory. You'll also find max per request, which limits how many units a guest can purchase in a single order. For example, you may only want guests purchasing 1 welcome basket or perhaps up to 4 bottles of wine at once. Finally, choose whether purchases should be approved manually or completed instantly. For physical items that don't require scheduling or availability checks, instant approval is often the simplest option. Once you're happy with the settings, simply click Create Upgrade. Now we'll look at per reservation upgrades. These are ideal for services that are purchased once during an entire stay, regardless of its length. Examples include airport transfers, parking passes, equipment hire, pet fees, or additional cleaning booked once during the reservation. Let's use airport transfer as our example. As before, start by entering a title, description, and adding a category. I'll choose the category transport for this one. Because airport transfers often vary depending on the number of passengers or luggage, this is a great example of where menu pricing becomes useful. Per reservation upgrades offer 2 pricing methods. Flat rate, which is where every guest pays exactly the same amount. For example, if every airport transfer costs $75 regardless of group size, simply enter the fixed price. Or menu pricing. Menu pricing allows guests to choose from multiple options, each with its own price. For example, you might have options like 2 passengers with 2 large suitcases, or 2 passengers with 4 large suitcases, or 4 passengers, or you might offer options like a premium vehicle or a general vehicle. Each option can have its own description and price, allowing guests to select one that best matches their requirements. This works equally well for many other services such as wine packages, equipment hire, or meal options where multiple choices are available. When creating menu items, make the descriptions as clear as possible so guests understand exactly what's included before they purchase. The remaining settings work the same way as the upgrades we've already created. You choose the applicable listings, decide when the upgrade becomes available, set any inventory limits if required, and choose whether purchases require approval. For something like airport transfers, approval required is usually the better choice, allowing you to confirm availability before charging the guest. The final upgrade type is per night. This is designed for services where the cost increases with every additional night of the reservation. Some examples include daily cleaning, breakfast delivered each morning, additional bed setup requiring daily servicing, or linen replacement throughout the stay. Because these services naturally cost more during longer reservations, the guest is charged once for every night they stay. The setup is very straightforward. In the upgrade type, I'll choose per night, and then I can enter the nightly price, choose listings, configure any inventory limits if required, and decide whether approval should be automatic or manual. Compared to other upgrade types, there are fewer pricing options because the system automatically calculates the total based on the reservation length. As a quick guide, you can choose early check-in or late checkout, or either one of these if you're wanting to present a stay extension as an option. Quantity-based is designed for products guests can buy in multiple quantities. Per reservation is for one-off services purchased once during the stay. And then per night is ideal for services that should be charged for every night of the reservation. Choosing the correct upgrade type helps ensure guests see the right purchasing options and helps keep pricing accurate automatically. In the next video, we'll look at how to manage existing upgrades, including editing, duplicating, disabling upgrades, restocking inventory, and changing the order that upgrades appear in your guidebook.